What's going on, YouTube? I'm back pretty soon, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised too. But we have a projector now. Yeah, kind of rounding out the living room setup, and we're gonna talk about the Epson 3800 projector today, as you can probably tell by the title. So, as usual, let me start sharing my screen. All right, I'm just gonna Epson 3800. So yeah, linking like everything in the description, but here it is. So yeah, 4K HDR. It's not true 4K. It's like 1080p projected multiple times. I think 2 times overlaid, so that it's like 4K enhanced. So it looks like 4K. The HDMI, yeah. True 3-chip design. Yeah, what I really wanted out of this was the 3000 lumens brightness, and had a better contrast ratio than the 3200. So if we go down here, you can see the full specs, but yeah, it's 4K enhancement, not true 4K, so it's 1080p 2 times. So it can do the full 4K. It can do there's like 2 4Ks, but I forgot the difference. One is like movies, one is, but both of these are 4K. One is actually 4 times, one is some other standard. And I can do the rest. Apparently you can support 16:10, but obviously we just use 16:9. I stay in eco mode, even though like all the room we use it in is bright. I actually shot the other video before this, so you'll see that. 0 to 300, we have it at about like 120 inches, and like it's almost at the closest, so we don't even have to zoom or anything. You just have to focus it. So it does have auto iris, but the keystone and everything you have to do manually. You can do it on the remote though. You don't have to be at the projector. Color processing 10-bit. It does have HDR, yeah. The rest of it is normal stuff. Remote, as you'll see in the video, it's like a pretty old remote. Maybe there's some pictures here. I'd be surprised if they actually advertise. Wow. So they do. Yeah, it's a really old looking remote. But yeah, I'm not too much into movies or TV, so I don't know that much about picture quality, but obviously it's not going to be OLED or like anything with a backlight, but with the brightness. But contrast, it's pretty good. It does look crisper than the 1080p screen. It looks closer to like my 1440p monitor than you know, our 1080p TV from like 10 years ago. So yeah, let's switch over to the real thing. So here's the projector. We have it temporarily here because we don't want to go up in the attic to set up our roof mount. But so I'll turn it on so you guys can see the actual time it takes to get it up. And as you can see, it's pretty bright here, so it'll also be a good demonstration for that. So here's the Apple TV 4K remote. I actually like it a lot better than the previous one, you know, the all black one with the touch controls up here. But I still prefer if they had a few more buttons. But yeah, the PS4 and the Apple TV down here.
Called the public official for the first time in more than a century.
So as you can see, it's on. It takes a bit to get bright, but there it is. So I do have the projector connected to the Bluetooth, to the speakers, instead of the actual devices. And that's because the projector actually has aptX Bluetooth decoding, so the speakers have that as well, so it's a better connection for the lossless audio from Apple Music. So we have a bunch of these apps, and I'll go in and play some like copyright free music again as usual. Let's get out of here. Copyright free music. So this is 50% brightness and it's on eco mode right now. And it's still pretty bright, I would say, actually. A lot of people do call this projector a light cannon though. So here's the projector remote. It looks very old, honestly. I think they just have the same remote from like the 2000s. They just rerouted the buttons. But so if we go into color mode, I usually only use cinema or bright cinema during the day. Bright cinema or cinema. Once you go into dynamic or natural, I don't know. Yeah, you can tell with this, but yeah, you really can tell why people call this a projector a light cannon. It goes really bright. So with the Apple TV, there is a color setup option if you go into settings. Where is it? And it actually makes you, where is it? Yeah, color balance. So it makes you use the phone to, you have to show the phone camera at it, like the Face ID camera, but that only works on an actual TV, obviously, because if you hold the phone in front of the projector, you're not going to see the actual picture up there. But yeah, other than that, we've been watching the Book of Boba Fett on here. You know, we got Disney Plus. And at night, obviously, it looks really good. Compared to the TV, you know, obviously there's no backlight on this. That's the one drawback, but it is pretty bright, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. Honestly, I would just get this just for the Apple Music on the TV. Because with this setup, I end up listening to a lot more of my music just because the whole library is just right here. So one last thing I wanted to add is it does have the pan and tilt controls for over there because the projector is tilted sideways and we still have the picture flat. You can do everything you can do here on the remote. So obviously you have it mounted on the roof. You'll be fine. With the Apple TV color thing I said earlier, once we had everything plugged in, we updated the Apple TV, and once it was back on, the color was actually calibrated. So we set everything back to 50% brightness and the eco mode. After that, beforehand, we were actually in higher brightness. And finally, once you do have everything connected, there's this option to press and hold to turn everything off. And it'll turn everything off using just the Apple TV remote. One more thing. So we did move the speakers for the Super Bowl, so we had more space. And I actually like this setup more because technically the bass like that isn't, you can't tell where the sound is coming from. So it actually sounds kind of cleaner to me like this. But the screen, this is actually like a cheap screen we bought off Amazon. It's a 120-inch screen. It came with those like hooks. It's just glue in the roof, but as you can see, some of them come out like that. But yeah, obviously you're gonna want like a few $100 screen, anti-reflective, like ALR or whatever, for a better picture. But for now, just because we had these lines on our wall and a few cracks, we just needed some screen. So this did the job, and we're still satisfied with it. So yeah, we've been using the projector every day for a bit, and you know, I've been enjoying it. For the price, obviously, we were debating whether we should just get a full HD projector or this, and I'm honestly satisfied with this purchase. I was surprised by the quality when we set it up. I didn't think, it'd be this clear in the daytime, but yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, let me know if you guys want me to make a video about anything, and thanks for watching. Outro.